welcome to this RNAV approach into Fiji. We're landing in Nadi with the Airbus 320. We've got the Orbit Airlines livery on the Airbus. Yeah, we're flying an RNAV approach today. It's not an ILS approach. Sorry for those who wanted an ILS approach, but RNAV is still a fairly popular type of approach to fly, so it's good to know how to follow these altitudes and fly ourselves in. So this is what our flight plan looks like coming into Nadi. We're landing on runway 20 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, runway 20 here. And we're slowing down, so we are out of 10,000 now, so we're going to set our altimeter to what it should be. So altimeter was 1017 here in Fiji, and I know that by my EFB here that tells me Q1017. So we set that. We're out at 10,000 feet now, so we're going to turn on our landing lights. Going to set our nose lights to taxi, and the runway turn off lights. Seat belts are already on. That's good. Alright, so as you can see, they want us to be at about 3,350 feet here at Foxtrot November 664. So that's what we're descending to right here. We're descending to 3,300, so we can be right about there at that waypoint. I'm seeing that the plane is having a little bit of trouble slowing down, as I can see, so I'm going to put the vertical speed up a little bit just to help the plane slow itself down, and then we'll be able to set some flaps here. So 230 knots is the first notch of flaps, so let's slow down to 220 or 215, and if the plane needs more help, we'll put some speed brakes. So we're just monitoring our approach now. It's going to be kind of just a quick turn in here, so we're going from 3,300 to 2,000 to 1,000 and 160 knots maximum, and then 540 feet here at November Foxtrot November, and we're going to keep slowing the plane down. Once I cross through that 230, I'll be able to set flaps here, but we're having trouble getting below 230. We're almost there. Put this up a little bit, and we should be getting right under that 230 mark soon. Alright, looks like we're making our turn now to the next waypoint. Alright, I'm going to set flaps 1 here, and trying to slow the plane down even more. We got to really slow down here to get down because we're a little bit high. So there we go. We go 2,000 feet per minute and start going down. I want to be following this little green dot here, so we know that we're a little bit too high right now. And I'm gonna set my flaps to another notch here, if it allows me. There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna overspeed a little bit. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Now we're back. All right. Speed brakes are gonna go back to armed position. And we're just going to be monitoring this. I can see the airport there. Fortunately, we are still a bit high. I think we're going to try to get this plane down as quick as we can. But I think we might have to fly a missed approach and go around, or just extend our crosswind or something. We'll see. We'll see if we can get down quick enough, because we're fast now and we're not able to slow down as much as we'd like. That's my bad. Yeah, we're way too high, it looks like. So we're just gonna extend our crosswind here, guys. We're gonna fly on managed heading, or sorry, selected heading. There we go. And it's gonna allow us to slow down a little bit more here. All right, there we go. So we're gonna put that up and start slowing down the other way. So we're just pretty much gonna extend our crosswind a little bit, and we'll come back around this way because we are a little bit too high. That's my fault. I should have descended a bit quicker. However, we do have mountains here that we have to see. Yeah, so there's our runway that we would have been landing on, but that, as you can see, we're too high right now. Alright, so we are getting slowed down now, so we're going to set another notch of flaps here. 2,500, copy that. Alright, so let's hold at about 2,500. We're going to keep descending a little bit here. And we're going to come back around for that landing. I have the runway in sight. Now, I'm afraid we have too much terrain to come back. So, terrain. How do I turn terrain? There it is. Can I see it? I can't see it right now. That's fine. So we're going to keep on slowing down and descending. I'll slow down to 160 here. And I did forget my approach phase anyway. Performance phase. Configure flaps. Alright, so landing speed about 116 and 121. Alright. So we did not start descending. That's cool. Alright guys, so here we are. We're descending at 2,500 feet now. Let me see my flight plan. Yeah, so I want to be at about 1,000 feet at Foxtrot November 581. Alright. So let's do that. Let's be descending to about 1,000 feet here. And let's fly a 180 now. 360. That's 160. Alright. Alright, so we are turning back to where we should have been. I'm going to slow our descent down now. Dramatically.
2,500.
And I got to make sure that we're not going to run into any mountains now, because we will have some mountains in the way, but I think we'll be able to avoid them here. Alright, if you're just joining now in the video, we messed up our initial approach. We were a little bit too high. And now we are coming back for the landing in Fiji. Hey, at least we get nicer views now. This is cool. We can see a nice little town here, probably the town of Nadi. And let's keep slowing down even more. And getting our heading towards the runway there. And we are still descending to about 1,000 feet. We can keep on descending. And we just have to make sure we don't run into any mountains. As you can see, we do have mountains in the way. So we're going to have to try to go around those. Dang. Yeah, we might have messed up. Okay, it's going to be fun. Alright. I think I'm going to hand fly this now, because other than that, I'm not sure how to do this approach here. So let's get the gear down before I forget. Gear's coming down. Gonna turn auto throttle off. Alright, so auto throttle is off. I've got control. Alright, and autopilot's off. So, gonna keep descending now. And we are just gonna make sure that we don't run into this mountain in front of us, and from there we're gonna be able to land. Alright. Sorry guys, I'm not talking as much, trying to concentrate on the approach here. Keeping my speed high enough. Gonna set flaps to full now. Alright, so we can start that descent a little bit more. Getting down. Whoever's flying on the left side of the plane is gonna be scared, but we should be fine to clear the mountain. Alright, mountain is cleared. 1,000 feet. And slowing down here. I've got runway in sight. So we're going to have to make that turn right before the runway and land in. So let's keep on descending the plane here. We're at about 140 knots. Runway is in sight still. Going to give it a little bit of thrust here so we don't slow down too much. Alright, and keeping our descent steady. Going to start making a right turn soon to come in and join the runway here. Keeping an eye on that runway. We are a little bit high, but I'm not worried about that. Alright, and making that hard right turn now.
4,
300, 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard 10. Retard. 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 Retard.
Alright, think we just touched. And maintaining that center line, reversing. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't even talk during that approach. I was so concentrated on trying to hit that landing. Alright, we're reverse thrusting and slowing down that decel. Gonna tap the brakes now to help us slow down. And turning reversers off. Welcome to Fiji. That was a fun approach. not the easiest one I've flown. That was my fault for being too high, but we have made it. And now I don't even know where the exit is. I mean, it might be right here. I don't know, there's a little shack there.